Peace. A and B, African man born on random rant of the day. I wanted to speak on this whole situation with, it's not even a situation, it's just a statement made by Umar Johnson where he said that Eminem could not be great in something that we created or something like that. I watched most of the podcasts, Joe Budden's podcast that he did where he asked Eminem, he asked Umar Johnson a question. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta stay here. So my thoughts on this shit. Can Eminem be great in hip hop? I mean, it's solidified of his record sales, is solidified in his music and to be touched. All right. If we're talking the genre, absolutely. When it comes to the genre of music, so I explained this to you on one of the episodes of episode 5, the extended episode of episode 5. I talked about the genre and the culture on Random Rant tonight. All right. So once you understand the genre of hip hop, all right. Now, is the culture in the genre? The culture is mimicked in the genre. The culture is used in the genre, but the genre is not the culture. All right? That's just what it is. Does that diminish Eminem's position? Absolutely not. It's just the genre, though. So what you got to understand with the genre is a music industry position. That's what that is. It's a music industry position that plays a huge part in how hip-hop has been famed. Rick Rubin is part of the genre. All right? We interpret genre and culture as the same. All right? And we only interpret it because, understand, the word hip-hop just sounds like a genre. When you say hip-hop, because the white industry, and I say white because the industry is owned by white folks, they made it so people look at it as an immature art form. Why you think that everything comes out? Like one of the things I don't rock with is that hip hop expresses misogyny, drug selling, violence. You know what I'm saying? That's our own personal shit that we include into our rap music, which is why you hear it, because they, you know what I mean? The industry accepts it. The industry accepts the foolishness that we put on records. And it's not that we always make that choice, because if you watch the movie Fade to Black by Jay-Z in his retirement concert back in 2003, I think, he had a young artist that was talking about how he gets pissed off because he don't want to be talking about certain records, sitting on records, and he feels like he has to get ahead in the industry, and he still ain't move ahead. That's because they chose they chose their star to push that. You know what I'm saying? So understand, a lot of the records that are out by black artists, they're gonna push negativity, they're gonna push narratives, they're gonna push stereotypes because you're black. They don't want you to look great. You know what I'm saying? And we're so used to not being expressing ourselves as great people, as kings, queens, gods, goddesses, that we just don't do it. It's looked at as being too preachy, teachy. It's looked at as something is looked at something that, oh, you conscious niggas and miracle, lyrical niggas, like Charlie Clips was saying. And because your negativity is so expressed and everybody's like ooh odd about bullshit content, we don't change our content. So let's get back to this Eminem thing. When Eminem was signing 50 Cent and Obi Trice and D12, what was his content? Was he any different than the black artist? No. All right. This dude talked about killing his baby's mother and his mother, right? On the same album, by the way. So again, I'm not diminishing any of these artists, regardless of what they say. NWA is great, just like Eminem is great, just like you have other groups like the Beastie Boys. Is the Beastie Boys considered hip hop? Right? Can they be great in a genre? Absolutely, because it's a genre. In the culture, we don't look at things like that. That's why I didn't go off when Umar Johnson said that shit, because there's no need to go off. He's not hip-hop to be speaking. He's Pan-African. And hip-hop does have Pan-African roots, like X-Clan. Like KRS-One, when he first came out. KRS-One became more of a humanist at a certain point. Public Enemy. Poor Righteous Teachers. Red Nubians. You know what I'm saying? No, and then you had like people like Third Base, who hung around 5%ers. You had KMD, who was of the Nation of Islamic Hebrews, or the Ansar Allah community. You had Jaz-O, where Jay-Z came from. You know what I'm saying? Rakim, who was Nation of Gods and Earth. You know what I'm saying? Nas, who dips into all of that stuff. You know what I mean? You have Wu-Tang, who's more 5%, but they dip into every piece of knowledge, black knowledge that they can get. Right? So when you're talking about culture, the ones who express the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the sound right reasoning, they're more culturally based, even though they have industry success. And then you have people that are doing music to get out of their situations, which is also hip hop. You should be able to create something to get yourself out of poverty. Hip hop is not about poverty. So when we sit there and say, well, these guys are selling platinum records, they should sell platinum records. I never spoke against an artist going platinum. If that platinum artist gets out the hood and can better their own life by way of their music, get the fuck out. I don't care what the fuck you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But here's the difference between hip-hop and genre. The lyrical guys, not just the lyrical guys, but the lyrical guys with expanded content, that go out and teach, that go out and build, that go out and encourage when they're doing their music, or encourage when they're doing their business, when they create different foundations for people, when they can build with MCs, DJs, graffiti, and preserve the culture. See, Drake, he proved that he was hip-hop when he went and supported the battle rap leagues in Canada. Method Man was always hip-hop, and he supported and funded battle rap leagues in the United States. You know what I'm saying? This shows you that you are more than just the rap music. You are part of the whole movement and the structure and the preservation. KRS-One has a whole temple of hip-hop. These are guys that are actually making moves and not just rapping. The rap shit is what they love to do. The other shit is what they feel they need to do to keep the culture alive and keep our people inspired, to keep our people inspired to do better, because hip-hop is about change. Hip-hop is about standing up on what you know and moving a certain way. Hence, you hear the word hip. You know what I'm saying? I'm hip to the knowledge, hop up and do it. So as far as what Umar Johnson says, can Eminem be great in rap music or hip-hop? Yes, he can. He's in a genre. He's done it. He's fucking went diamond twice. He's sold platinum every time he comes out. He's, you know, and there's factors to that. You know what I'm saying? Eminem knows there's factors to that. But at the same time, he capitalized on it, as he should. Does that mean that I'm defending Eminem? No, I'm not defending Eminem, because there's nothing to defend. It just is what it is. It means that we have to look past what people trying to introduce or reintroduced to us, which is separation. I'm not mad at Umar Johnson for saying the shit he says, because Umar Johnson always been on that. The fact of the matter that we pay attention to what Umar says shows that we're not ready to really move forward in our culture without people. People are going to say whatever. People say shit right now. People are saying shit about the brotherhood that I'm a part of because of Kwanzaa. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Elders that are black, that are part of the Pan-African movement, are starting to hate on the fact that we do our cipher, our hip-hop cipher at the end of Kwanzaa every year, because for some reason they think that hip-hop is diminished the purpose of Kwanzaa. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit. If you understood what hip-hop was structured for back in 74, when with the Zulu Nation, right, you would understand that we are all part of the same movement and same struggle. The problem is that the industry got y'all hypnotized to the rappers that really don't speak highly of our people. You look at hip-hop as only those people that degrade our culture instead of actually building our culture. Hip-hop is fight music for the future. Everything is using hip-hop, even like Afrobeat and everything that they so-called new trap music, all that shit came from hip-hop. Hip-hop is the last form of the human skill as far as, especially with genre. There's nothing bigger than hip-hop right now. Hip-hop has been notably the biggest genre in the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna stick there. So you're going to change names now. You're going to change his name, Afrobeat. Afrobeat, all those dudes doing is sing, rapping, and auto-tune shit. That's all they knowing. That's not real Afrobeat. Real Afrobeat is like Fela Kuti. That's Afrobeat. Femi Kuti. All of these different African people that actually sang over African drums. That's Afrobeat. Real Afrobeat. Conscious, too. It's conscious stuff. Stuff that speaks to your soul. That's what hip-hop music was supposed to do, but when it got into the industry and we started selling records, we lost the soul. So I wouldn't pay attention to what Brother Umar Johnson's talking about. If you don't agree with it, just leave it alone. Let that shit fade away. Fall in existence. There's a lot of people that speak on how great Eminem is. He ain't got to agree with y'all. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an opinion on it. You can have your opinion on it. You can be upset with it. That's fine. But don't get so worked up, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, it takes you out of alignment on what you're here for in hip-hop. Because I listen to a lot of people's messages. And y'all ain't no different than the artists selling drugs and all that other stuff. And y'all no different. I'm just saying, if you're really here to preserve and change the culture, I want to see a balance. I definitely want to see a balance. Put better content out. A lot of y'all will talk that, you know, this, that, and the third about what hip-hop needs, and then you're sitting here and killing people on your records. Some of y'all ain't built like that. You ain't? Y'all niggas gonna sell coke to everybody on records. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Don't speak one way and then rap the way that you just spoke against. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? And if you really like that, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? But don't fall for the whole okie doke, man. So with that being said, man, my name is AMB African Man Born. This is Random Rant of the Day. I think it's episode 9. I'm off this. Peace.